Well, Kevin Miller lives in the congressman's district. He isn't so sure. Kevin, what do you think of that? Bring him to your district.
Well, you know, Neil, we're talking about change and economic stimulus. I guess this is Jack Murtha's economic stimulus package, and the idea that the Gitmo prisoners are no more dangerous in Cuba than in the 12th district is just insane.
Do you think that, and the argument has been, whether it's in his district or other district, that if they're in our penal system, they are well isolated, they are well quarantined, if you will. You don't buy that?
No, not in the 12th district. I mean, the 12th district has been gerrymandered for Murtha. It's heavily Democratic. It's, again, a mixture of a lot of counties. It's not just one big area. It's kind of all over the place. And, Neil, what's really even more concerning is Jack Murtha, Congressman Murtha, talking about, well, if they come here, they'll be closer to lawyers, which will expedite the process. The only problem in Pennsylvania is the state government still hasn't funded the local courts in Allegheny County and the counties across the area, so I don't know where we're going to get the money, again, for the lawyers, for the detainees or the terrorists, maybe out of Jack Murtha's pocket.
He remains popular. He had a dicey time in this last election, but yeah, he remains popular, even with some, crazy statements, what he said about the backwardness of a lot of Pennsylvania voters and all that, and he still hangs on. What's the deal?
Well, Neil, I think seniority matters. It's his 35th year he starts. If he goes through his 19th term, he'll be the longest serving congressman ever in Pennsylvania history. People here like consistency, and Jack Murtha does deliver. Going back to Abscam and other things, he survived. He survived the rednecks and racist comments. He continues to survive and thrive, and he brings the pork home, and people seem to like that. I thought Congressman Murtha, Neil, would have gotten the message the last time. Especially he won with 58% of the vote. We all thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive. And again, I think it shows you how out of touch he is in the age of iPods and emails and everything else, that the man was elected in '74 and is still talking about how Pennsylvania used to be. Remember, he called us rednecks and racists here, Neil, right. And yet in the election, the state went overwhelmingly for Obama.
That's a good point. Kevin Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.